This is going to remind you of somebody you know. If they're no longer with you, it'll bring back good memories to you. Maybe your favorite aunt, your grandmother. You're the ones that you saw. Well, if you didn't see them on Sunday, you'd see them on special occasions. You know, Christmas Day, Thanksgiving, somebody's birthday. The big, wide, fat, overweight relative. The one we love so much. Get up from the supper table. First of all, though, everybody else is already up from the table. They're in the living room. She's still in the kitchen. And she would just yell to the next room. I'll be there in a minute. I'm just gonna get a biscuit and sop this up. That could be what's wrong with the country. A whole generation of Americans who've never heard the expression, sop it up. And then she come into the living room and flop down in the nearest chair, the first chair she came to. And to a little kid, it always looked like it was in slow motion. Because we always thought for sure the chair was gonna break. She'd come in, she'd be like, oh, Lord. I ate more than I planned to. I think starting tomorrow, I'm gonna go on some kind of a diet. Well, no, I can't tomorrow. Hell, we're going to Cracker Barrel tomorrow. I don't know why meatloaf lays on my chest. Seems like it's right there, won't go no further. Oh. Oh, I wish Nana brought my gas pills. I didn't know you put onions in your meatloaf. Lord knows I can't eat cooked onions. Oh. You, I could have a hiatal hernia. If I knew my insurance would pay for it, I'd get me an MRI. Because sometimes the x-ray don't show everything on fat people. If y'all would wait a few minutes, I'd help with those dishes. I just feel so lightheaded. I bet you my blood pressure's up. I had no business eating all that salt. Oh. But I'd just soon not have meatloaf. I can't put salt on it. Oh. I tried some of that no salt, but it just didn't taste like salt. That's probably why they call it no salt. Whew. Is it hot in here or is it just me? I swear I'm soaking wet. I hope it ain't my bladder. Oh, I'm stuck to the chair. If you go into the kitchen, cut me a piece of that cake. Just a little piece. I've cut way back on my sugar. I need to get up and walk around. I wish my feet weren't swollen. I don't know what causes that. I might be allergic to something. I hope it ain't bread. I don't believe I can eat that bread. Oh, I hope I feel better before supper. I'm good minded to change doctors. The one I'm going to now ain't doing me no good. Of course, his scales just go to 300. So really, he don't know whether I lost weight or not. Don't throw that cornbread out. I'll take that home with me. Because Lord knows I don't feel like cooking.
Speaking of sitting on the front porch, I came up with this theory a few months ago. There's been so much talk in recent years about the moral breakdown in American society, the family unit falling apart, and the violence among the small children. It used to be that way, and it's that way now. So why is that? And they've analyzed this thing to death. Here's what happened. We made a mistake in this country years ago when we quit building houses with front porches on them. When everybody had a front porch, it was all more civilized. Get there after supper, sit around, talk, sometimes just grunt. Like, damn. I ain't gonna never eat cooked cabbage again. And remember how you used to wave? Everybody that drove by, you go. Somebody go, who was that? You go, hell, I don't know. Well, you waved. Well, I didn't want them to think we was uppity. And remember how you could gossip about everybody that drove down the highway? Somebody goes flying, you go, there goes that David Jackson, driving like a bat out of hell. Got a brand new car. How'd you get a new car? He ain't got no job. I'll bet you his daddy co-signed. He co-signs for all them kids. That's how come they didn't turn out to be worth a damn. But see, you can't do that no more. You know why? Ain't nobody got a porch. Everybody's got a damn deck. You can't raise a family out back on a deck. We need a porch like they had in Mayberry with Andy, Opie, and Barney out there. If they'd had a deck, Opie would be on drugs right now. And look at this thing. Look at this thing about neighborhood crime. We're all paralyzed by neighborhood crime. There's no neighborhood crime. When I was little, you know why? Everybody's out on that porch. If the American people are so brave this day, here's how we conquer neighborhood crime. We all join the Neighborhood Watch program. Put that little plaque in our subdivision. This neighborhood part of Neighborhood Watch. Damn. Man, that's going to scare them off, ain't it? Some mass murderer head in your subdivision, see that plaque? Damn, they got a plaque! Here's how the Neighborhood Watch program works. Somebody goes, all right, it's your turn. This week it's your turn. You be on the lookout. If you see anybody strange in the subdivision, you get on the phone. You call everybody else. We'll be out back on the deck. You call us. Now, here's why there's no neighborhood crime when I was little. I remember being out on the front porch with my dad and my little brother. Some guy would be walking down the road, and my dad would go, wonder who that man is walking down the road right there. My little brother said, I don't know, Daddy, I don't know him. My dad would go, he can walk down the road all he wants to. But he better not come in my damn yard. Well, see, you don't know that now. You know why? You're out back on the deck. The deck. You can't see nothing back there on that deck. And do you remember when the word porch used to be part of our vocabulary? Like somebody would say, you know, I had a glass of lemonade sitting somewhere. I bet you left that on the porch. Where'd I put that hammer? Look on the porch. Or somebody might say, what'd y'all do with that old refrigerator? We just sat on the front porch. Everything they tell you and I about the safety of a plane was never intended for our safety. It was intended simply to make us feel better mentally about being up there. Just like the oxygen mask. They say if we need it, it's going to pop down out of the ceiling. I ain't never seen it. I don't believe the damn thing's up there. Then they say if it does come down, for us to breathe first before we hand it to the person next to us. Well, hell, I was going to do that anyhow. I mean, I'm a pretty nice guy. I can't see myself looking at somebody I don't even know and go, well, hell, I don't have anything to live for. Why don't you breathe? You know? And just let me say this. I am not an expert in aerodynamics. And I know you're sitting there going, nah. Well, but I've got some common sense, so you can trust me on this. If you're over about 40,000 feet or so and suddenly all those oxygen masks drop down, it's over. And tell you the truth, if I just got a few seconds to live, I can think of something else I'd rather have in my face than that piece of plastic. And how often have you heard this? The very moment your friends find out you're afraid to fly, they will kill you with logic. They'll go, more people die in car wrecks than they do plane crashes. I go, so? That's the way I want to go. Damn car wreck. At least if you die in a car wreck, they can retrieve the body. And we need that because I'm Baptist. You give us something to embalm and some tater salad, we can have a funeral, you know. I put on some weight recently. We had, back in the summer, we had a funeral in my family. And being Baptist, there was food there. You know, we respond to every tragedy in life with food. A covered dish. Oh, we'll knock on somebody's door and go, sorry to hear about your son-in-law. Here's some baked beans. We would come in for a minute, but you know Walmart closes at 9. And if I'm going to go to that funeral, I got to me something nice to wear. This is what I've told people over the years, is they would ridicule me about my fear of flying. And you've heard this logic, too. They'll always go, you know, more people die in car wrecks than they do plane crashes. I go, so? That's the way I want to go. Car wreck. Where I'm from, it's kind of like a tradition. We don't have heart attacks in my family. We just cross the median. Usually on the weekend. Just out drinking. Sometimes it's because we wave back at somebody up on the porch. Like, yeah. Well, see, let me tell you something. At least if you die in a car wreck, they can always retrieve the body. And being Baptist, we need that. You give us something to embalm and some tater salad, we can have a funeral. This ashes in an urn ain't for us. Oh no, we're gonna throw dirt on somebody. Let me tell y'all something. If you hear a Baptist talk about cremating, that's not a full-blood Baptist. He probably married outside his faith. If a Baptist talks about burning something, it's going to be biscuits or leaves. It's not going to be Uncle Larry. Could you imagine us even talking like this? Somebody going, well, I hear your grandfather passed away. What kind of service y'all going to have? Well, here's what we thought we'd do. Since we cook out a lot anyhow.
We should take care of ourselves. We shouldn't be gluttons. But you know what, though? Life is short. You got to enjoy the day. It's just a cookie. It's just an ice cream cone. That's all that is. You know? That's all that is. It's food. It's food. That's all that is. You know? Oh, good Lord. And we all feel better if we just quit using the word disease so often. The word disease makes us think we're sicker than we really are. It's appropriate in some cases. It's overly used. Previous generations had heartburn. They take a nickel's worth of Alka-Seltzer and keep on moving. Not us. We're all victims now of acid reflux disease. I can't come to work today. I'm burping. But you know what? We've all got something. It's what I call the alphabet disease. We do, like ADD, COPD, COPS, RA, RLS, PAD. Of course, some of it's just BS. Yeah. Now, folks, here's what got me on this soapbox, because it hit so close to home here. It was only a little bit after about a year ago, they officially categorized obesity as a disease. Obesity is a disease.
Fat people can't help it. It's just like polio. Maybe someday they'll find a cure. Nobody in this room really believes that obesity is a disease. Now, where do you folks think I caught this? Got too close to a fat person. They sneezed. Now, hell, I got it.
Here's how ridiculous that health craze is getting. There's a lot of guys, maybe some guys in this room tonight, who actually have a membership at a local gymnasium. A membership that they bought. They bought it. They damn bought it. I know one fool that had it financed. He's making payments on it. These are grown men. They keep a membership card in their wallet. They have to show that to get in. Look, I'm a member. Can I come in? Like the rest of us is going to be trying to crash a damn gym. If you have a membership at a gymnasium, in layman's terms, here's the meaning of that. That means you went to a businessman in your community and you said to him, look, if I give you part of my hard-earned money, will you let me come in here every day after work and lift something heavy? And the guy goes, well, yeah. You got any stupid friends you can bring with you?
I tell you what, you pay close attention and see if this right here for most of you out there tonight, see if this don't bring back some precious, fond childhood memories to you about your mother and that covered dish. You think back a long time ago now when you was like, oh, just yay big. It'd be late in the evening, early nighttime. Everybody's out on the front porch after supper, about half asleep. Pot roast to do that to you. Remember, those were the good old days in America where a mother forced the kids to overeat. Made them eat. All right, y'all don't eat all that pot roast. I ain't going to make another one. Well, hell. Do you remember this? Remember as a little kid, we'd all be sitting on the doorsteps, a kid would. All the grown folks could spend an hour discussing among themselves the last time it came a good rain. To a small kid, that never made no sense. But we couldn't say nothing back in those days. You couldn't back talk to your folks. But they'd be sitting on the front porch, somebody would go, boy, we sure could use a good rain. Hell, it ain't rained real good since that last Friday in May. Somebody's going, no, hell, it's rained since then. No, I'll tell you how I know. They're Friday before Memorial Day. Memorial Day is last Monday in May. Friday before that, my car broke down on I-20. Had to walk 3 miles to the payphone. I got soaked. Last damn Friday in May. So I said, no, I'll tell you what. It rained the second Saturday in June. Reason you don't know, you was in jail that weekend. Then he said, well, that wasn't my fault. If y'all got a bondsman, I could have got out there on Friday. Then somebody else will say, well, anyway, we need rain. Well, yeah, I didn't say we didn't need no rain. And in our little hearts as children, we were sitting on the doorstep thinking to ourselves, who gives a rat's ass when it rains? I think one of the reasons got me on this subject, my father passed away a few months ago, 76 years old. Every time somebody that age passes on, I bet you think this too sometime, I do. I start to think, whether we will ever see the likes of that generation again. And I sure do have my doubts. That generation of Americans, even though they were most uneducated of any of us, they had the most honor and dignity and self-respect and integrity and a thumbnail than the rest of the Americans got now in the whole damn body. See, you try to picture in your mind your mom and daddy or your grandmother or grandfather, and do you think how unheard of it would be for them to actually sit in the living room hoping that some local or federal official will help them take the gun away from their boy? Oh, God. They'd have smacked some kid. They'd have killed him himself. Now, I know it seems old-fashioned, but, you know, you have to be reminded that that generation of Americans didn't raise crack addicts and drive-by shooters. They raised damn kids. So, you know, now, we got all these new words now that ain't working. Therapy, counseling. Yeah, my daddy took me to counseling, all right. How about this, bonding? Ain't that a new word? Bonded. It works like this. You're 35, your dad is 60. Have you bonded? Have you bonded? My father and I never bonded. We've posted bond for each other. And take these people that's out of work. They keep filling out job applications. Nobody calls them back. The next time you fill out a job application, do it for you. Have some fun with it. Say it's an insult anyway. It's 3 pages long. Stupid questions like, how many foreign languages can you speak? As if we're going to need this at the Waffle House. In every application you've ever filled out in your life, they got a place on there for you to put down your hobbies. They want to know about your hobbies. Why? Next time, put down bowling, breakdancing, or having fits, either one. Picking up aluminum cans. Driving around the neighborhood looking for cracks in the asphalt. And killing dogs. And where it says nearest relative, put 12 miles. And don't just forget about it. Go back every day and sit in their lobby. Stare at it. Tell them you want to change something on the application. For a split second, they'll have hope for you. Say, yeah, I don't kill dogs no more. Mark that out. Cats, I'm killing cats.
No, this is true. Now we respond to every tragedy in life with food. Could be a law, I don't know. A covered dish. We'll knock on somebody's front door and go, sorry to hear about your son-in-law. Here's some baked beans. We would come in for a minute, but Walmart closes at 12. And if I'm going to that funeral, I need me something real nice to wear. You know, I'll tell you something else about us Baptists. And I'm just assuming y'all are Baptists. Well, look, I'll prove it to you. I want you to applaud if you are Catholic. If you're Catholic, applaud. See? Not many. But we're glad to have you with us. And tell the Pope I said, hey. I know he's been in town this whole week, but I had to work.
And listen, think about this. Department stores are practicing medicine for almost 20 years. We think it's all right. Let's say you go over to Sears and Roebuck just to look around. And by the way, if you notice, that's what we all do at Sears now. Nobody buys anything over there. Well, you're off this afternoon. What you gonna do? Well, I'll tell you. I think I'll go over to Sears and look around. All right. You're over at Sears. You're in the lower level, the basement. That's the hardware department. All you're doing is checking out what's new with Black & Decker. You ain't gonna buy nothing, you just looking. Now you get ready to leave. You go around the lawnmowers. Well, let me interrupt this a minute. Lawnmowers. On every lawnmower you've ever seen, not a sticker, not a label, embedded, molded into steel so you can't ever erase it. It says, keep hands and feet away from blade. You know what that means? Sometime in the past, some nut has said to his wife, honey, come here, let's trim them toenails of yours. Anyway. All right, now, you're leaving Sears, you're headed toward the, listen. You know what else you do while you're there? You always take time to look at that 72-drawer tool chest. Every Sears store has one. They've never sold the darn thing. Nobody wants it. It weighs a ton and a half. Where would you put it? They put it on sale twice a year. Nobody buys it. I grew up going with my daddy to look at that. He'd sit in the Sunday morning paper. He'd say, look at him, Junior. That was me. I see Sears has got that 72-drawer tool chest on sale again. You want to go over there after dinner and look at it? I'd say, yeah, I'll go with you over there. See, I guess that that's what's really wrong with this country today. Sons don't go with their dads to look at toolboxes no more. I bet you that there's some of you in here that never went with your daddy to look at paneling. See? My dad didn't need no paneling. He just liked to look at it. He'd sit in the paper on Sunday morning. He'd say, look at here, Junior. I see they got that paneling on sale again. You ought to go over there and look at it. I'd say, yeah, I go with you over there. Anyway. And I'll tell you something else, too. I'm going to see my dad again Monday. If he wants to go look at something else, hell, I'm going to go with him. You ain't got but one daddy, you know. All right, now, we're still in that Sears store, ain't we? We got to move along. Now, all right, you're leaving Sears, headed toward the door. On your way out, you bump into an optometrist. Listen to me, there's an eye doctor working in the basement of Sears. Don't you know that his mom and dad are real proud of him? Think about his parents. They're the ones that mortgaged the house, cashed up the life insurance to educate this twerp, hoping someday to brag on him. Hey, George, that son of yours, the one went to college for 13 years, where's he working now?
Sears.
Now, you just have to trust me on this. All this happened beginning in 1983, and let me explain that to you. And you go to the library in the archives and look this up. In the summer of 1983, USA Today did a two-part cover story on the shortage of fiber in the American diet. This is a true thing. And they concluded that if you and I didn't start eating fiber morning, noon, and night, we was all going to get colon cancer and be dead by next Thursday. And like the blind sheep we have become, we just followed that hook, line, and sinker. And we all got scared to death to eat normal anymore. We had to have that fiber. Everything had to be all natural. Fiber, fiber, fiber. Had to have it. That's why we can't get anything done in this country no more. We're all day. While we're on the crapper, the Japanese are building cars. In Japan, they just shit once a week. That's where they got that word bonsai. And we got scared of the food. Here's how scared we got. Started that whining about the law, whine about the law, whine. They ought to have a law. We need a labeling law. So that when I buy a can of goods at the store, on the label, there'll be listed everything that's in the can. I need to know before I buy it what's in the can. I need to know. That's why it takes the American people 5 hours to buy groceries now. It ain't the traffic, it ain't the checkout line, it's because you're reading that stuff. When you go to the grocery store next time, watch them. They'll just park the buggy. They'll park the buggy. They'll just park the damn buggy. Speaking of fiber. Oh, but hell, it's what you're used to. They'll park the buggy, they'll start to read it. Just read it before they put it in the buggy. Just read it. Just read it. I'm not a brilliant person, but trust me on this. If it says beans, damn it, it's beans. And you know what? It's probably one of those 400-pound women in those tight polyester pants. Why do they wear that shit? Don't they know how that looks? Is it believable? Is it even conceivable that a woman over 400 pounds can put on a pair of tight polyester pants, then stand in front of a mirror and go, all right. This is the only time in our lives when it's okay to be impolite. If you're at the mall and there's a woman over 400 pounds, it's okay to go up and tap her on the shoulder. When she turns around, you can say, go home, lady. I'm going to puke. Get the hell out of here. You know. It probably... Well, you know... Yeah. It's always, see, the fat people are the ones that's always on a diet. I got an aunt been on a diet for 35 years. Ain't lost a damn pound. You know. Yeah, they try all the fad diets. No, Dr. Stillman, the water diet. You had to drink 14 glasses of water every 24 hours. She lost 2 pounds the first day. Her bladder fell out. So, anyway. But I invented this diet. You write this down. I don't mind. What'd you do before every meal? You drank a half a pint of Seagram 7. You're still hungry, but you can't find your mouth. Anyway. But anyway, back to the fat lady. I'm going to tell you a true story related to that subject. When children are 3 or 4 years old, they can be brutally honest. Because they are old enough to talk, that don't mean they're old enough to know about good manners yet. When my nephew was 4 years old, he and I had an A&P on a Sunday afternoon. And in the store that day was the biggest woman I'd ever seen in my life. Ah, damn. It might have been 500 or 600 pounds. Hell, I don't know. I do know that it looked like a crowd. And she had on these tight polyester pants. You know, little irrigation ditches and all. Wearing a real tight sweater, just rolls with that. Hell, might have been food in there, I don't know. And she was wearing a beeper. The minute my nephew saw her, he said, "Look at that fat woman." I said, "Shut up." He said, "Boy, she's..." I said, "God damn it." Thank goodness the lady disappeared up the next aisle. But a few moments later, he and I started up that aisle. And at that split second, her beeper went off. And my nephew said, "Look out, Uncle James, she's backing up." Thank you very much.
Here's how ridiculous that health craze is getting. There's a lot of guys, maybe some guys in this room tonight, who actually have a membership at a local gymnasium. A membership that they bought. They bought it. They damn bought it. I know one fool that had it financed. He's making payments on it. These are grown men. They keep a membership card in their wallet. They have to show that to get in. Look, I'm a member. Can I come in? Like the rest of us is going to be trying to crash a damn gym. If you have a membership at a gymnasium, in layman's terms, here's the meaning of that. That means you went to a businessman in your community and you said to him, "Look, if I give you part of my hard-earned money, will you let me come in here every day after work and lift something heavy?" And the guy goes, "Well, yeah." You got any stupid friends you can bring with you?
have some food for us down the hall. James Gregory, our comedian friend from Atlanta, every time I look down there in the food line, you are down there.
Well, I'll tell you what, I think I've gained 3 or 4 pounds in the past 2 days. Somebody asked me, they said, James, I think you're putting on weight. I said, well, I just had breakfast. Sometimes, it depends on what time of day you get back there. Sometimes I'm the only one eating the real food. At lunch yesterday, they had sugar-free brand muffins. I asked the lady, I said, are you kidding me? Sugar-free means it's not sweet. There's no vanilla chocolate frosting. There's no cream cheese in the middle. There's no jelly. That's what I used to call a rock, you know. I noticed, and I learned in traveling, when I do my comedy shows, there's always another comedian on the show with me. And it's usually a guy that's much younger. Like age-wise, he's a generation behind me. And I don't know where in the dickens these young guys, I don't know where their mother was. I mean, these guys were not raised right. I mean, they don't smoke. A lot of them don't even drink. I mean, ain't that odd? It's like working with little girls, really. I mean, we go out to lunch. I'm embarrassed to go to lunch with them. I wouldn't be embarrassed if these were women. These are grown men in a public restaurant, a 5-page menu, and what do they get? Tuna tomato. Tuna tomato. Or an $8 Caesar salad. You think about this now. It's 4 ounces of romaine lettuce. 4 ounces. And they go, it's just $7.95. Let's all get one. I'd get a whole bucket of chicken for $8. And everybody's in this health craze now. The political correctness is even taking over our eating habits. I'm just not going to jump on that bandwagon. I mean, I went to the doctor. I had a complete physical from head to toe in 1968. Why do I need a second opinion? I mean, and they'll make fun of my food because while they're sitting there grazing around their lunch, they just graze and interrogate the waiter. Was this butter? Is this margarine? Was this fried? Was this grilled? Come on, eat. Just eat. You know? While they're going through all that, I'm sitting there with chicken fried steak, extra gravy, mashed potatoes, extra gravy, a lot of cornbread, a lot of butter, and I mean real butter. None of that little wimpy stuff like, I can't believe it's not butter. Come on. And they also have, I can't believe it's not butter spray. It's a butter mist. I'm going to tell you all something. If your daughter is dating a guy who sprays his butter, there's not going to be any grandkids. I'm just telling you. I come from a background. My mother used to say that an empty stomach is the devil's playground. You know how some people say, I can't do so-and-so on an empty stomach. I can't do so-and-so on an empty stomach. My family, we can't eat on an empty stomach. If we're awake, we're eating, you know. But those young guys I just talked about, they'll make fun of me. They'll point at my food. And they'll go, you know what that greasy food's going to do to you? I'm like, yeah, fill me up. I have to eat that way. I need to maintain my strength. Because I'm usually one of the pallbearers. when my healthy friends drop dead working out. And we all know that does happen, you know. And we had a young fellow, a radio personality in Atlanta, Georgia. This was on the news. He worked at a radio station. He dropped dead. He was 31 years old, 31. And he was, after work, he'd go to the gym and he'd work out. He was trying to press weight X number of pounds and had a heart attack. And they talk about what a tragedy that was. I'm thinking, well, you know, come on. You're lifting heavy stuff after you've punched out. Who would do that? I'm off work, let me go lift something heavy. The reason I'm still kicking, because while he was doing that, I was laying on the couch watching Andy Griffith. Yeah. So you have to be careful. It's okay to take care of yourself, but don't get this extreme physical fitness. I got a tour. I name every tour. And this one is exercise can kill you. It's on the news all the time. But you've heard stories about some fellow who'll drop dead jogging. Drop dead jogging. Imagine that. He's got car payments of $300 a month, and the buffoon is out running. And I've never heard a single story about anybody dropping dead, eating banana pudding, watching TV. You know.
And I don't know if it's true or not, but I've heard rumors that Kmart now has a brain surgeon on their payroll. I mean, it's kind of obvious those cashiers got their lobotomy somewhere. You ever heard somebody say this? I think I'll make a quick stop here at Kmart. Not likely, no. Takes you 30 seconds to find what you want and the rest of your life to get through checkout. Now, let me illustrate this for you very quickly. It's Saturday morning, you're off work, you're cleaning the apartment. You need one can of Comet for the bathroom, that's all you need. You run over to Kmart, you know you won't be in there long, so you park where it says no parking. You leave the motor running. You dummy. But sure enough, once you get in the store, it only takes you about 30 seconds to find what you want. You got your hand on this can of Comet. And you're so happy. You're almost bubbly. Store's not crowded. Matter of fact, you're the only one there. Now you get there to pay for it. It's just you, one can of Comet, and the Kmart cashier. And you know what she's like. Sir, these are 2 for $1. And you just got one. Well, of course she's stumped. What a math problem. Customer assistance, register 1.
And you all know that this is true. Look, we respond to every tragedy in life with food. A covered dish. We'll knock on somebody's front door and go, sorry to hear about your son-in-law. Here's some baked beans. And by the way, and speaking of the covered dish, you ever notice how people will spend more time talking about the food and who brought which dish than they do the poor fellow who died? Here's this guy, he hasn't even been buried yet. But all the conversation is going like this. Well, I see Elizabeth brought that macaroni salad. I knew she'd do this. I guarantee you one thing, if it had been somebody on her side of the family, she'd have brought some kind of meat. When my cousin died, now we're talking about my side of the family, he's the one who drilled himself to death. Hey lady, this ain't funny. What happened was he had this high-powered Black & Decker drill, and he was going to put the screw back in his cowboy belt buckle. I told him, I said, I think I'll take that belt off first. He said, don't tell me how to use my drill. I said, okie dokie. He gets about halfway through and sneezes. Anyway, when he died, that being my side of the family, guess what she showed up with? 11 deviled eggs. Now, who in the world makes an odd number of deviled eggs? We think she ate one on the way over here. But here's the way the Baptists do it. The moment we hear someone has been admitted into the hospital, we go grocery shopping. When we hear they have been moved into intensive care, we start cooking. And if they should get better, we'll just freeze it.
There has been so much talk in recent years about all this bad shape the country's in, the violence and this, and the kids out of control, and it's just out of control. It's just, oh, Lord, what we're going to do. Well, see, I'm one of those people that don't think that's a big problem. When the American people used to eat food and had eating habits the way our parents and grandparents did, our ancestors did, we were not a weak, sniveling population. In recent years, we've become a nation of pissers, moaners, and whiners. Everybody's a wuss, wuss. Everybody's sensitive, just sensitive. That's why the kids are out of control. As long as we ate greasy, fried food, a lot of grease, we was in good shape. When we switched to rotisserie, the country took a dive. There's no men left in America anymore. When we cut off the grease flow to our brain, the backbone shrunk. We got men, grown American men, going out to lunch now walking up to the counter and saying to the guy behind the counter, "Is that rotisserie?" I believe I can have a small piece if it's rotisserie. I can't eat the skin. Is it skinless? Ah, damn. We got men, grown American men, whose idea of breakfast now is a banana and a muffin. A muffin, God help us, they're eating muffin. And you wonder why the country's out of control? Ain't nobody in charge. You know this, rotisserie was only available in fast food chicken places in this country just 6, 8, 9 years ago. You know that. But it's not a new food item. They've been eating rotisserie in France for 200 years. But France is a wuss nation. That's why we always have to fight their damn wars for them. They never had no men over there. And now that's what's happening to us. You think about this. I'm going to make you feel better about classroom violence. Now, you follow my theory on this. And I say this tonight because I want you to leave here feeling better about everything. See, what we used to think was a big problem was a big problem. Our parents and forefathers, a big problem to them was seeing a son having to go off to war. That was something to worry about. And now, with this generation coming along, we're just paralyzed with fear. We're just worried silly over nothing. You know what the biggest fear in America is today? Secondhand smoke. What we gonna do? Look. Oh, look, he lit up. Get in the house. He lit up.